Tests for cobalt ion. Cobalt is a chemical element with symbol Co. It is found in various salts like cobalt chloride, cobalt nitrate and cobalt carbonate as the cobalt-2 positive ion. Cobalt-based blue pigments like cobalt blue have been used for jewelry and paints and to impart a distinctive blue tint to glass. In group 4, cobalt ions are precipitated as their sulfides by passing hydrogen sulfide gas through their solutions. Our aim here is to test for the presence of cobalt ion in a given salt. First, we look at the preliminary tests for cobalt ion. Dry heating test. Materials required: original salt in a test tube holder and Bunsen burner. Procedure: take a small quantity of salt in a test tube. Heat it over the Bunsen burner. The salt becomes brown or black on heating, indicating the presence of the cobalt ion. Borax bead test. Materials required: original salt, borax, platinum wire loop and Bunsen burner. Procedure: take a small quantity of borax powder in the loop of platinum wire by dipping it in borax powder. Heat it in the flame of the Bunsen burner. Borax swells and forms a transparent colorless glassy bead. Dip the hot bead in the watch glass containing salt. Heat it again either in the oxidizing flame or in the reducing flame of the Bunsen burner. In both flames, the color of the bead becomes deep blue in both the hotter and cooler flames. Next, we look at the analysis of the cobalt ion. Materials required: salt solution in a test tube, concentrated nitric acid, ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide, hydrogen sulfide gas, spatula, droppers, test tube holder and Bunsen burner. Procedure: take a small quantity of concentrated nitric acid using a dropper. Add it into the salt solution taken in a test tube. Boil the solution for some time over the Bunsen burner. Using the spatula, add a small quantity of ammonium chloride to the solution. Boil the contents again and cool the test tube in a beaker containing water. Then add excess of ammonium hydroxide solution and shake well. Now, pass hydrogen sulfide gas through the solution. Cobalt-2 ions present in the salt solution react with hydrogen sulfide to form a black precipitate of cobalt sulfide. Finally, we look at the confirmatory tests of cobalt. Potassium nitrite test. Materials required: salt solution in a test tube, ammonium hydroxide, acetic acid, potassium nitrite, droppers, spatula, test tube holder and Bunsen burner. Procedure: take a small quantity of salt solution in a test tube. To this, add a small quantity of ammonium hydroxide to neutralize the solution. Add a small quantity of acetic acid using a dropper. Using the spatula, add a small amount of potassium nitrite crystals to the solution. Heat the test tube over the Bunsen burner. Cobalt ions present in the salt solution react with potassium nitrite to form a yellow precipitate of potassium hexanitritocobaltate 3. Ammonium thiocyanate ether test. Materials required: salt solution in a test tube, ether, ammonium thiocyanate, dropper and spatula. Procedure: take a small quantity of salt solution in a test tube. Using the dropper, add a small quantity of ether to the solution. Ether forms a separate layer above the salt solution. Add a few crystals of ammonium thiocyanate to the solution. Shake the test tube well. Cobalt ions present in the salt solution react with ammonium thiocyanate to form ammonium tetrathiocyanatocobaltate 2, which gives blue color to the ethereal layer. Precautions: Handle nitric acid and hydrogen sulfide with proper care because they are highly hazardous. Heating should be done very carefully.